Hi, thank you for watching Digging to China. I'm Dong Xiong. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. About a week ago, a news story stirred considerable attention in both China and international circles, creating successive waves of discussion. What was the news about? It centers around a recent Fudan University graduate with a Ph.D. who was discovered homeless on the streets of New York. This incident became a focal point of intense public discourse. Now let's revisit the background of this event. A Chinese social media influencer who is known for creating videos recently shared a video that caused quite a stir in China. The video featured the influencer encountering a Chinese homeless individual on the streets of New York. From the conversations in the video, we can glean some key information. The homeless individual goes by the name Sun Weidong and was once the top scorer in the college entrance examination in Jiangyin City, Jiangsu Province. He later enrolled in Fudan University's youth program to study physics and graduated at the age of 19. Subsequently, he pursued master's and doctoral studies in the United States. He then worked as a computer engineer on Wall Street for 2 years in the 1990s, earning an annual salary exceeding $100,000. Sun Weidong has acquired a permanent residency in the United States, possessing a green card, and subsequently went through the naturalization process to become a U.S. citizen. In the video, he shared details about the two unfortunate events in his life. In the 1990s, Sun Weidong faced his first misfortune when he encountered a woman from mainland China in New York. They got married, and he assisted her in obtaining a green card. However, after securing the green card, she promptly divorced him. This story is just one among many instances of deceptive marriages for the purpose of obtaining green cards, a widespread phenomenon. It became a significant setback for him. In 1993, Sun Weidong faced another setback when he returned to China with $30,000. After converting the money into Chinese yuan and packing a backpack full of it for his father, the unfortunate event unfolded. The money was stolen during the journey. This incident left him deeply upset, leading to his decision to refrain from returning to China again. In the video, Sun Weidong shares the stories of these two unfortunate events, one involving marriage deception by a Chinese woman, and the other concerning the theft of the Chinese yuan obtained by exchanging $30,000. Consequently, he has chosen not to revisit China. Presently, he remains homeless in the downtown Manhattan area, particularly in the vicinity of Chinatown and Wall Street. While speaking in the video, Sun Weidong appears to be mentally clear, but he mentions experiencing mental health issues, living in a constant state of illusion. He has been homeless on the street since 2007. When asked by interviewing internet personality why he doesn't go to government shelters, he explains that they are too far from his current location and he doesn't want to go. This video has caused a sensation in China. Fudan University holds a prestigious position in China's academic landscape, often likened to Yale University in the United States. Students from Fudan University's youth program are revered as elites, making the news of one such elite now being homeless in the United States a profound shock with significant repercussion in Chinese society. The public discourse has been dominated by discussions around the Fudan University, putting notable pressure on the institution. Additionally, Sun Weidong's status as a top scorer in the college entrance examination elevates him to a local hero, amplifying the pressure on Jiangyin City in Jiangsu Province. The Chinese authorities have also stepped in, recognizing the unfavorable impact of this matter in public discussion on the Chinese Communist Party. In the past few days, the Chinese Communist Party seized upon this incident, extensively propagating the narrative that highlights the perceived societal woes in the United States. They portray the situation as evidence of how poorly the US system treats even our top college entrance examination scorers, leading them to homelessness. The aim was to showcase the moral degradation and the flaws in the US system to the Chinese people. However, after several days of discussion on Chinese social media, the focus shifted. The primary point of contention became Sun Weidong being deceived by a Chinese woman who used a sham marriage to obtain a green card, only to abandon him afterward. This has led to a narrative emphasizing the untrustworthiness of Chinese people, asserting that they engage in deception, especially towards their fellow countrymen, no matter where they go. The second narrative that emerged from the discussions focused on Sun Weidong's hard-earned money being stolen in China, highlighting concerns about the poor security situation in China. As the discussions unfolded, it became evident that Sun Weidong's ordeal was connected to these bad actors in China. This narrative gained traction and the CCP became uneasy, realizing that the narrative was turning against them. What was initially an attempt to showcase the flaws in the US societal system ended up becoming a discussion about the narratives within China. Consequently, the Chinese authorities intervened, guiding the narrative and attempting to reverse the discourse. Let's examine the actions taken by the Chinese Communist Party to shift public opinion. Firstly, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has become involved in this matter, demonstrating a high level of seriousness. A statement from the Chinese Consulate General in New York indicates that if Dr. Sun is a Chinese citizen and still holds Chinese nationality, he is urged to promptly contact the embassy or consulate. They assure that they can assist him with the necessary procedures for returning to China. However, if Dr. Sun is a US citizen, the advice is for him to seek assistance from the US government, and the Chinese authorities won't be directly involved in that case. In situations where Dr. Sun lacks any identification due to self-claimed mental health issues, he is advised to reach out to his family. If he doesn't have any documents, his family can contact the local public security authorities in their hometown, who can then liaise with the consulate to address the subsequent matters. These three suggestions from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs appear to be proactive and sincere. The party has shown concern, with the condition that if he holds a US citizenship, he should seek assistance from the US government. Secondly, the Alumni Association of Fudan University has issued a statement announcing the formation of rescue and WeChat groups. Additionally, representatives from the Alumni Association have located Sun Weidong on the streets of New York. Presently, Sun Weidong has secured temporary accommodation, though the implications of this development remains uncertain. Thirdly, the local government of Jiangyin City has also stepped in, acknowledging Sun Weidong as a local talent. While confirming his residency, the Jiangyin government emphasized that his current predicament is mainly a result of actions by the US government. The government's statement, widely published in various media outlets, includes a line stating, Dr. Sun expressed his intention to return to China many years ago. However, due to the restrictions imposed by the US government on Chinese talents, he has been unable to do so. This statement appears questionable, given that Sun Weidong has been homeless since 2007, citing mental health issues. The claim that he had an intention to return many years ago, hindered by US restrictions on Chinese talents, seems dubious, especially considering the historical US policies. The stance taken by the Jiangyin government reflects the deflective attitude of the Chinese Communist Party, laying all responsibility on the US and disassociating themselves from any accountability. In reality, what responsibility does the Jiangyin government bear? Whether Sun Weidong acknowledges his connection to Jiangyin is uncertain, but The CCP aims to shift all responsibility to the US, suggesting that his return is prevented by US actions. Whether it's the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or the Jiang Ying government, their performance is mainly aimed at addressing the recent public discussions. The initial goal was to have people talking about the shortcomings of the US government and the outdated US system. However, the discussions took a turn towards questioning the character of Chinese individuals and expressing concerns about the security situation in China. These discussions are not in favor of the Chinese Communist Party, prompting them to step in and shape the narrative. Every country around the globe has its share of individuals experiencing homelessness or dealing with mental health challenges. It is a positive initiative to express concern and offer assistance to improve their living conditions. For instance, the effort made by the Fudan University's American Alumni Association to visit, support, and find accommodation for him is truly commendable and worthy of encouragement. Now look at it from a different angle. Whenever an issue arises, the Chinese Communist Party tends to strategize and evaluate whether the prevailing public opinion is in its favor. Often, the initial assessment by local officials is based on what benefits the CCP. If it aligns with the party's interests, they permit information to circulate. However, should the public discourse veer off course or fail to adhere to the party's intended narrative, the CCP will step in, apply the brakes, and seek to redirect or reverse the prevailing sentiment. Recently, there is another incident that shares similarities with the previous one, putting the Chinese Communist Party in a challenging position. There is a young individual named Ding Pang, the lecturer, a renowned online influencer who came to the US. He engages in daily street roaming with homeless individuals while live streaming the experience. At the outset, the CCP's response mirrored its reaction to Sun Weidong. Initially, they supported and permitted an internet celebrity to broadcast such live shows to China, aiming to highlight the perceived flaws in the US societal system with homeless individuals visible everywhere. In contrast to the supposed superiority of the Chinese socialist society. After the program of Ding Pang's lecture had been airing for a while, a different narrative started circulating in Chinese online discussions. Through the daily live streams depicting homeless life in the US, viewers witnessed law enforcement officers being friendly to the homeless, and the US citizens treating them with kindness by providing food and support. The live videos contradicted the narrative portrayed by Chinese state media, challenging the notion of the US society being unsafe and chaotic. This shift in public opinion was not in line with the Chinese Communist Party's desired narrative. Realizing the unintended admiration for the US among the Chinese people, the CCP promptly decided to cease their support for Ding Pang's lecturer's video depicting homelessness in the US. Initially aiming to stoke resentment towards the US, the outcome was quite the opposite, prompting the CCP to act swiftly and bring it to a halt. These two incidents highlight the ludicrous nature of the Chinese Communist Party's control over public opinion. When confronted with people's difficulties, the initial reaction is not one of empathy, but rather an assessment of whether the situation benefits the party's image. If it aligns with the party's interests, it receives support. However, if it becomes unfavorable, they promptly call for a stop. This inconsistency creates a comical and a contradictory scenario. Looking at it from this angle, the CCP appears both exhausting and absurd. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button right here. I'll see you again shortly. Until then, be well.